peeps, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a nighttime glam look and jazz hands. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to join in. I hope you get to watch this all the way through because we're doing lashes and the whole 9 yards. So let's get started. Woo. I already have most of my foundation and everything on. I'm gonna do just a couple little quick steps again just to walk you guys through. If you wanna see my everyday glam look, I'll make sure to link it below and you can go back and see how I do my face in full. I wanted to show you today, I did use a full coverage makeup and that one is, glasses please hold, Tarte Amazonian Clay 16-hour full coverage foundation. This girl don't play. This thing lasts for a long time and I have had it on all day because we are filming at the end of the day today and I really haven't had to do very much to freshen up, but I am gonna do a couple little things just to zhuzh up my face because I would wear a little bit more foundation, bronzer, blushes, the whole 9 yards when I'm doing a glam look. So this is a brand new product that they came out with and this has been really good and I used it a couple times this last week and it lasted a really long time and it doesn't feel heavy. And I'm wearing medium tan beige, 39B is the color. They have a whole range of colors. So this is the one that matched my skin tone pretty perfectly, I would say. So last time I showed you bronzers, I just had the one little, and I have to make a disclaimer. I think that was a blush, not a bronzer, but it was in that kit and I just used it as a bronzer, but it worked because it was kind of that neutrally look. And for everyday look, I did a really light look. This is a palette that I would use. This is Tarte Park Avenue Princess. And you can see it's one of my favorites because I use it a lot. And the thing I like about it is that it has different levels of bronzing. So if you're doing every day, you can just kind of come in and use the tube, which you can see I use a lot. Or if you're going for a nighttime look, I would use, you notice that I'm using a smaller brush today for my bronzer because I'm gonna go into this deeper color and I'm really gonna go in and I'm gonna outline, and don't worry, I know there's a line there, but remember we're gonna blend. So I'm gonna really define my cheeks and then I always go a little bit on the top. So because I'm going a darker, deeper glam look, that's how that's gonna look for the moment. Don't worry, don't panic. And then I would just kind of take the two middle ones and just kind of brush them together and then just do the whole side. And again, don't panic. I know it looks dark, but we're gonna blend with a setting powder in a minute and it'll be fine. When I want to really go glam, and I hate to say glittery because it's not glittery, even though my oldest daughter would say I'm the glitter queen. It's actually just more of a glow. This is Jaclyn Hill and this is her Carats Luminous powder. And this is a loose powder, but it has sparkles. So what I do is tap it into, not very much, but just about that much. And then I have a special brush just for that. Of course, it's It Cosmetics. They make such good brushes, you guys, especially for these kind of things. I love this brush because it's a little poofier, but it's not like a full powder brush, although you probably could use it for that. So I'm just gonna rub this in there, tap, and then again, go up. And this just gives you like a glow. And if I want a little bit more, and this is part of that blending process too, because you can see that kind of lightened up this area. So these look where they're supposed to be. And then of course I always go on my nose. Don't get too crazy on your nose. You don't want like a full-on sparkly nose, but it just brightens up your face. You really wanted to go full-on glam. This is the one I use for my body and my face. It's called Soul. And this is a pink champagne and it is called Shimmering Body Powder. I can't even tell you where I got this, but I think you could probably go on Sephora and you could find that there. If just look under SOL, or even a lot of times what I do is I go on websites. I'll go directly under this name and look on their website and see what kind of makeups and things that they have, and I just experiment. So this one became a winner for me, but this one, I literally do this. Swipe, no more. This is super, super strong, and it does leave sparkles. And so what I do is if I have something with like a little bit of collar showing or something, I'll brush it on my shoulders, I'll brush it on my décolleté, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, you look so sparkly and shiny. And I'm like, yep, I like it. So that's what I do with that, but it's very sparingly. And if you are not someone who wants to sparkle and shine, don't, just skip that part. And then if you want to go through with setting powder, I am doing a Doll 10 setting powder today. Doll 10, and this one is Doll Skin Perfecting Treatment Powder. And again, same thing, it's a loose powder, so I just tap it. And then I'm gonna grab my big face powder brush and just swoop. And again, this is that thing that you do so you can see already. I put a lot of bronzer on my face, but do you see how it looks really good and natural because you're blending every step of the way? And I'm telling you, blending is the secret key and the secret sauce to doing this kind of look, or anytime you're putting makeup on. It's just blending is the big thing. Blushes, you can always, I do Morphe if you want to do different kinds of blushes. This is 9B, and you can go through and do any kind of blush that you want. I think this is the pinker palette, and I think they have an orangey one too. So if you wanted to pop a little color on your cheeks, you could do this middle one right here. So just a little added color, and I would just very lightly, oh, see, that's pretty. Go in. You can mix these colors too. So again, everything up, 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 and right on the apples of your cheeks. And again, what you're doing is a nighttime glam, so everything is a little bit more heightened and a little bit darker than what it would normally be. I wouldn't wear this much makeup during the day, but at nighttime, especially if you're taking pictures, the camera washes you out like crazy. So whenever I go out for a nighttime event, I do the whole glam look, because at the end of the night, when I'm looking back at pictures, I'm like, okay, that looked good. But when I don't wear enough makeup, it's like, ooh, I look a little tired, or it just doesn't look as good. So just a little hint for you guys, like just throw on a little bit darker. You don't have to go crazy, but just make it super glam. Okay, so one of my favorite palettes of all times is Jaclyn Hill, and this is her latest palette. This one here is volume 2, and this one, don't let these colors scare you, but these are awesome colors when you want to play around with colors for nighttime. Maybe you have like a yellow dress and you want to add just a touch of yellow to your eyes, not crazy, but just a touch with your browns and stuff. These are those colors that you can do that with. The other thing I will tell you, something with brunettes, and I have hazel eyes, so my eyes are very light brown, almost sometimes greenish a little bit. They look really good, and with my skin tone, reds and pinks look really, really good on my eyes. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of a look of that, and you're gonna see it's not so crazy after all. So I'm gonna go in with this little frosted kind of color, and I'm just gonna wash it over my whole lid. And this will just set up the color for the next layers that I'm gonna be doing. Play around with these colors on days that you don't have a lot of stuff going on, and then that way you can see what does look good. There's been so many times when I've played around with colors and at the end I'm like, oh no, that is not a look for me. But I was able to just play around with it and kind of make it my own, and then find in between, find the ones that did work. So you just have to keep experimenting and see what kind of colors work on your eyes, which ones don't, and which ones are absolute no, I'm never gonna use that one again. And then you'll find the ones that you really like and your pan's gonna get empty, because those are the ones you're gonna go to over and over. Okay, so I'm gonna go really crazy because I'm gonna show you that it's not so crazy. I'm gonna use this hot pink one right here, and I don't have the exact names for them. Hold on, I do have the exact names for them. Okay, so what I tried on was Ride or Diamonds. That's what I put all over. And then right now I'm going to the color Heart On. Okay, so I'm taking a fluffy brush, and you can see that that's pretty pigmented. And I'm just gonna wash this over very lightly, because you can see this stuff is just piling on there. So I don't want to go in and start swooping it like I did the other day with my browns. I can just like swoop it because I know I'm going to be able to blend it out. But this one, I just want to wash a color just right here up to the crease. So you know where your eye like starts to crease? That's all I want, is just that one little area right in there. And then also you can pull your eye out a little bit if you have creases right here. Sometimes I notice like my eyeshadow doesn't exactly stay in that one corner. And so very gently, I just sort of pull my eye out a little bit so that I can get that inner corner, so you can see how that's all pigmented in there. And honestly, just this look right here is pretty cute. Like it doesn't look as bad as like what people would think. I actually, if I had a daytime event to go to and I just wanted to look cute with my pink dress or something like that, or even a white dress would look really cute, I would just wear it like this and maybe do a little wash of brown over it, and it would be perfectly fine just like this, but we're gonna go a little more glam. Okay, so that's the first layer. The next color I'm gonna do is Grateful right next to it, and it's a little bit more of a, like a burnt sienna is the best description I can give you on that. And I'm just gonna go a little bit higher in the crease with it. So I'm using the same brush because you're not trying to like separate them, you're trying to blend it all together. So when you're doing different colors, you can see, even though both of these look super different next to each other, we're gonna blend it together. And so you're gonna see here, it's not bad being blended together. And then I'll go through with a blending brush to kind of like make it all wash as one. It almost looks like one color, and that's the thing that I think people get wrong, is they think, oh, that's just one pink. How did they get it like that? It's not one pink. It's 2, 3, sometimes 4 different colors in the same color palette. And that's why these colors all work together, is because when you have these so close together, blend them together, because that's what they're used for. That's why she did that way, is because all of these colors actually match and mix and match together. It's just the blending that you have to get right. And that's where you can experiment and see what you can do. Okay, going through with the blending brush. All right, now, of course, for me, I always have to do something on my lower lid, especially for nighttime. So I'm gonna take, oh man, it's called G Money. So I'm gonna take that one, and then I'm actually gonna blend it with, is it Temptress? It is the black one, which is Temptress. I'm gonna blend those two together to do kind of a bottom lash look. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush, and I am gonna do this G Money. So I'm using a more compacted one, and I'm gonna do that darker brown right in here. And again, it's that little V.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mixes in with the bottom too. You have a little bit of that color. And also, I always like adding a little bit of a brown into these brights, just so it doesn't look like my whole lash is just one big red blob. It kind of gives it a little bit dimension. I'm gonna go through and blend. Okay, so you can see, not that scary. I'm gonna take my finishing brush here just to brush off any excess stuff. For a little sparkle. Bougie. This one right here. I'm gonna dot this. Okay, here's a tip. If you wanted to really make this more powerful, spray your brush with your setting spray and then dip it on your brush, and then here's what you're gonna do. Dot it. Whoa, look at that. So that will give it a little staying power, and also this gives it that glam look. So can you see the difference, how that just popped it? So it looked good before, but now it's actually a nighttime look. And then I would just like brush this very lightly over the top. But we're packing this one in. Okay, we are almost done. I just want to do some eyeliner. Again, Doll 10, always a good one. This one is Midnight Sky. You can, again, use this, just kind of tap it in case you have too much of it on your brush. This is what I would recommend, is really having a magnifying mirror and always keeping like a good mirror close by. And this is something where I pull out my eye a little bit. Now, I don't do a dramatic liner. I just do close to my lash, and I stop it right here because I don't do the big swoopy thing, because for me, I just think that that's a little bit too dramatic for my age. I think it looks really cute on the 20-year-olds, but I tried doing like a big swoop and it just, no, it's not good. So this is mostly for, you can see the difference. So this looks pretty, but this looks dramatic, and I'm gonna add lashes. And when you put lashes on, you almost always need a liner because your lash may stop right here, and if you don't have something dark right there, it looks like, oh, there's where your false lash starts. But when you have eyeliner on, it helps if you have it and you drag it to both end to end, so that way wherever your lashes start or end, you can't really see it as much when you have a good eyeliner on there. So I'm just gonna finish up the other side and then we'll put lashes on. All right, so this is what I keep this little pack of my goodies for all my stuff that I need to put on lashes. So I keep all my lashes in here. So I have different kinds of lashes. Eyelash curler in case I need it. Always need my magnifying glasses. This is a cool little tool, but I can't use this the way most of the professionals can, but I'll show you what I do with it. Your glue. These little tiny scissors, because I don't care. Oh, and just some extra mascara in case, because sometimes you do need to like throw a little mascara on your false lashes just to make them look a little more even. If you buy regular lashes, you're almost always gonna have to cut them a little bit, because depending on the shape of your eyes and how big your eyes are or spaced out, these are gonna be super long. Like, you don't want them from tip to tip. So I always, the first thing I do is I take them off and then I try them on because they're a little bit tacky already. And then I'll kind of, so I tilt this down and you tilt these down into the base of your eyelash. So always have mascara on because that's a place for it to sit. And then you can see like these right here, I cut to match up. So they're not going tip to tip of my eye. They're just, you want the most in the middle, maybe a little bit on the end, but I mean, just depend on how your eye shape is. So I'm not an expert on this, but I've watched a lot of different YouTube channels. So just go on YouTube and look up how to apply false lashes. And there's a million different makeup artists that will show you. And I practiced over and over and over. But I will tell you, the #1 thing is trim them to match your eye, and then get a good magnifying mirror, because you gotta get, especially if you're over 50, you can't see. When I'm in a hotel room, I go crazy if they don't have a magnifying mirror. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put my lashes on, because it's really hard. And so what you wanna do is bend them so that they match the shape of your eye. And this is where I put my glasses on. And then I use, right now, I'm really loving this Duo. It's a quick set lash strip. So this one sets instantly. A lot of times you do the other liquids and they're by Duo also, but you gotta like blow on them and make them wait, and then you try to put them on and they're not tacky enough and it starts to fall off. It's like a whole thing. What I do is with my magnifying, with my glasses on, I just take them and then I dot this. This is really hard with my nails. And I just kind of scoop the ends a little bit more, because I find that most of the time when my lashes don't stick is on the ends. There's not enough glue, it starts to fall off, and then I can get the middle to stick, but I can't get the ends to stick. Okay, here's where I'm gonna need my mirror. So here's where I grab the little tweezers, and I just kind of grab them from the edges. And then again, you're just gonna set them on top of your lash. And then you almost always have to pull out. You can kind of see where they're supposed to lay. And here's what you do. Just push them in. If you know that they're laid where you want them to, start pushing it in so that it starts to adhere to your skin. I can't believe I did that first try. I'm like sweating right now, you guys. It's sometimes I get really frustrated putting on lashes, so I just want to encourage you. Like even there's times when it takes me a couple times to get them on right. I may have to just take them off and start over. Sometimes I'll have lashes where I'm like, ugh, these lashes are done, I can't put them on. I usually get about 15 wears out of my lashes. I take them off after every wear, and I try to like take the strip off a little bit, and then I always put them back in their little holder. I treat my lashes well, and I just try to get really good use out of them. And honestly, I feel like once you start using them after a couple times, they kind of just know where to go. And I think that's why these kind of landed where they were supposed to, because there's enough glue tackiness on them, and they just kind of know where they're supposed to go. We'll see if this happens with the second one. All right, so you can see with this eye, let me go back to my normal. So just to give you a little, it's not crazy, right? And I do have some thicker ones because I do love lashes, but this one, I could actually wear these lashes for every day if I just wanted a little bit more. So you can see, look at how much defined, it just pops your eye a little bit more. This looks okay, But doesn't that look so awesome? And so imagine if you're taking pictures at a wedding or something, how amazing your eyes are gonna look with lashes. So really try lashes out. They're super cool to give you that extra pop. And I just think that they add so much more to your makeup look, especially at night. But anyone that knows me knows I might wear lashes every day because I love them. I love the way they look. Okay, so again, we're gonna bend so that it starts getting in the movement of the shape of your eye. And also keep a Kleenex close by because you have to wipe your hands and stuff. It's not always as easy as it looks, but okay, let me try this again. If there's a little bit of glue that you can see because it will dry, but of course we don't want globs of glue, so I'm not really like super happy with that one. It didn't get as close to the lash line as I wanted, but let me see. I think it's okay. I'm like looking at my daughter like, I don't know. I'm not happy with, I would probably redo that one because I think I want to squish that a little bit closer, but it is drying and it's staying. So I'm super happy about that. So yeah, that is the glam look. And of course you want to always use your setter, your all night setter. And that is going to keep all your makeup on, and then just swoop on some of that lip gloss. And I think we're good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this glam makeup nighttime look, and if you have made it all the way to the end of this glorious video, please subscribe if you would like, leave a comment, and leave suggestions. We are a brand new channel and we really want to encourage you guys to interact with us and let me know what else you guys want to see. I do have some other ideas on the horizon, but as always, I want to hear your feedback because I love hearing from you guys. So until next time, we'll see you later. Hi. Okay, this is my intro. Don't make me laugh.
I was doing it.